Hey everybody, it's Mikey Bosco. Um, it's around 10 o'clock, um, Wednesday night. Um, just making a short video is all. Um, I went to a fort in town. It's called Fort Sewell. It's got some history uh, with the town that I live at. But yeah, like the video's like 10, like slightly over 10 minutes long, but it's cool. There's a lot of boats that are there because I guess they were doing some sailing school or something. So there's those boats, some fisher boats going in and out of the harbor. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I know, like this channel, it's gonna take time to grow. I know. It's not like I'm gonna have like a magic, like couple of videos and get thousands upon thousands of views. I know it's gonna take time, but I'm gonna make this channel work. Um, yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean, it's a work in progress. Just like anything would be a work in progress, but with the more of these vloggy type videos I do, um, it that and the other videos I do will help this channel grow. But yeah, I mean, uh, I guess supposedly the news says there's a Cat 1 or a Cat 2 hurricane, but it's not actually going to make landfall. It's about like they say, like, I don't know. They were making it sound like it was like 100 miles offshore. So all the damaging stuff would be uh, depending on where and if it gets any closer, because they said it was some point next week that it was going to come out, and on the North Shore they were saying, well, not North Shore like where I'm at, but like if it goes more north, I guess, or something, we're fine. But if it goes more west, like right where I am, we could have some problems. But then again, I don't think. Well, I mean, they're trying to predict it, but within about being about 4 or 5 days out, anything could happen. It can make more of an easterly turn and go further out in the ocean, and nobody would have flooding. But they said South Shore, which would be the Cape, pretty much is under riptide and storm surge advisory. I guess according also to the news, they said they had about 25 rescues today, um, which is like, what the heck, dude? I mean, like, I understand people gotta serve. I understand that. I'm from I'm from an ocean town, so it's like I gotta go out and I gotta go see the storm surge myself in my town. But I'm not going to be crazy enough to be like, it's a red flag day. Maybe I should go out and uh, go surfing. I'm not that. I mean, like, I would have more comments. Well, I would have sense not to go out when it's like, you know, 6 or 8 foot waves. But yet again, I'm not a surfer. If I was a surfer, hey, maybe I might go out. But then again, hey, it, that's what surfers do. They go out when it's good. They go out when it's like 4 or 5, maybe even like 6 feet. But where we have the beach right down the well, probably about a mile or a little bit over a mile from my house. I mean, I go there like when it's uh, 30 degrees out, like Fahrenheit 30, or I could go when it's the wind's blowing off the sea and it's like 20 below, like zero almost. And I'm out there just looking at the ocean and trying to film it, but yet also nearly freezing my butt off. I try to get some video, but it, I mean, that's what I do for fun is taking YouTube videos. But I honestly want to work at getting more videos out, different types of videos. Me walking the bike path. Me, I don't know, filming community events, whatever they are. Even if I go to the town's football games, I'll try to get that, filmed. But then again, I don't know. I mean, I just might do small community event type things, and make them long videos. I don't know. I mean, I'm just playing around with different ideas going on in my head on videos I could do for the channel. But anyway, yeah, I mean, like, you could tell your friends, hey, there's this, cool dude who's just starting out in the YouTube world, and, he would appreciate uh, some support or, you know, even people that could, like, view the channel and hopefully subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I mean, like, and then you know what, in turn I will even uh, subscribe and check out your videos. See, it's like a win-win. Sort of. You help me, I help you. It's what I do. You need help, I'm the guy that's there. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I was just watching the news earlier. Somewhere in Mass, I don't know where it was, but um, I was listening to the radio on my dad's car, like when we were just going out for a ride or somewhere or something somewhere, and they said on the radio, um, I forget the town, but they said that they have. You're gonna love this one. Um, a no, a bull who just I guess, escaped from getting on the. Um, they were trying to, what is it, load the bulls up to the truck so they could auction them off at the meat market or something. And I guess one bull said, "Yo, I ain't having this," and he decided to bolt. And they spent most of the night last night and all day today. They still haven't got him, but they're warning everybody, "Hey, you see it, don't get close to it." I was like, damn. I mean, I could envision the dispatcher going, "Hey, all units, just to let you know, we have an escaped bull." And I can envision the guys in the police cars listen, like saying, "What? A bull? Really?" But I mean, yeah, I mean that is some craziness. I mean, my old town, we had a moose, which was that incident was quite weird. The moose, I guess, was on the train tracks in Maine. You know, this in the woods, walked on the train tracks and followed it all the way to my town, and it got like it was like totally emaciated. Like it didn't look like a moose, because like a moose, you would think big head, um, big body, but I mean, like it was tall, but it looked thin because it was not really eating. It was just like it was disorientated, I guess, somewhere in Maine, and it just followed the train tracks. I was like, holy crap! But that was a long time ago in my old town. But I mean, it was like it was big news because like nobody saw a moose. I mean, like we saw possums. We used to see everything in my old town, and then you know there goes a moose. It's like holy crap, we're a long way from Maine. But then another night, this is when I was oh crud. I want to say um about like 6 years ago. I was out a nice summer night. I was on my portable phone, just talking to my friend, and I thought I saw this dog. I'm like, all right, dog, that's cool, because I always used to see people running with the dogs at night, and they used to have the dogs off the leash, and then I'm looking. I don't hear anybody running up the street. I don't see nobody running up the street. And I'm like, huh. So I had ideas of, okay, this could be a wild dog. This could be, like anything. Or even a missing dog. And then I realized it was getting closer. And it was running up the sidewalk. I kid you not. Like right across the street from my house. It was like physically just running right up the sidewalk. And I was like, huh, that's not a dog. And my friend's like, what do you mean that's not a dog? I'm like, it looked like a wolf. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No, it was a coyote. Like, I didn't know what it was at first. It went from from a normal dog to a wolf. Then when it got really close, I could tell that it looked really matted and thin. I was like, wolves aren't really matted and thin, so I'm like, oh crud, it's definitely a coyote, and it was just like walking, like running up the sidewalk, and it looked like like its tongue was, hanging out of the side of the mouth, but It was it was quite an experience. I was like, wait a minute, we're in the city and we got coyotes. I mean, possums, whatever. It's like, hey, they're all over the place. Same thing with skunks, raccoons. You would think, okay, raccoons, yeah, skunks, squirrels, possums, you'd see that stuff. But a coyote, that's kind of like, oof. And where I lived, there really wasn't woods that a coyote would be. But then again, there was a place that they were doing construction in the next town over, and I think the houses that they were building, he used to live up in that woodsy area, and he got this place basically from his house because like people, they want to live in the woods. That's cool. That's fine. If you want to live in the woods, I mean, hey, I like the woods too. But you also got to look at it like this. You're in the woods, which is fine, but you got to look at it with a grain of salt because where the animal's going to go. I'm talking about black bear, any type of animal that lives in the woods. If somebody builds a house, right, that animal is either going to go back to where it knows best, and if it's somebody's backyard, it's going to be a frightening experience, but that's what that animal is imprinted on, is the area that now is somebody's house. And I know it's a frightening experience for everybody involved, including the animal, because he's like, hey, well, why are people here? Because, like, it doesn't know that people are living there. It's sort of like, in his head, he's thinking, why are people, like, in my area, like where I live? And it's kind of crazy. I mean, there's a lot of. I watch the news. Man, there's like a lot of animals that are encroaching on people's uh, homes and property. It's like, but then they're like, they act surprised, like, oh my god, like why is there a big animal here? It's like, dude, this is where they live. They live in the woods. You want to be in the woods to be peaceful, to have a peaceful, like, view. But then an animal comes out and it's like, ooh, gets a little bit crazy. Gets a little bit crazy. I mean, where I work, we had a couple of animal problems. Last summer, it was weird. Like, I got this call on my phone from the front desk person, and like, hey, we got an animal in the building. I'm like, oh, not good. And then, like, I look, and what it was like one of those, like, little weasels. And it came running into the building, and, like, it found the room, and I guess it got scared, and it was cowering in the corner of this, like, one room. So, me being me, I did something kind of crazy. I actually got in the same room, but I was far enough away so the animal wouldn't freak out. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a cool animal. Then when the animal control officer showed up, I assisted her in getting this weasel out of the building. But I mean, it was just comical. Now that, like, thinking about it, I was just like, holy crap, man, that was just crazy. And then this summer, well, probably about 2 months ago, I was at work and I noticed like these little animals coming out of the wood line, because like we have a couple wood lined areas, and I'm like, well, it was a baby skunk. And then I saw another one, and they were just walking around, kind of cute and all that. And then they go back into the woods, and then they come back every 20 minutes, walking up and down, and just going back in the woods. And it was like, all right, cool. Well, the next day they were doing it, but they were going a little bit closer to the outside pool. So I told the woman who was at the desk, I'm like, hey, it all depends on how you feel. If you feel like it's going to be an issue, just call it in. And we did have the animal control officer show up, and she's like, hey, if they're not laying on their side, they're not looking lethargic, they don't look like they have cotton candy coming out of the mouth, they're fine. They're cool. They'll just find their way out and move on. But I mean, it was just like kind of cool. I'm like, wow. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like little baby skunks are pretty cool, but I wouldn't want to mess with them because they turn around, man. Whoo, ooh. That's when, if somebody gets hit with that, it's tomato paste bath to wash that stuff off, I guess. From what I hear, but yeah, I mean that's not cool. I try not to mess with animals. I try to give them tons of respect. If I see any animal, it doesn't matter if it's small or large. It's just how I am. Now, if it was being aggressive, okay, then even though I'm an animal lover, I would have to fight back on that animal to, you know, stop him from being aggressive. But, you know, normally if I see an animal, just like a dog, like a sick dog or whatever, I'm calling the animal control, because it's not my job to, uh, you know, pick up a dog and bring it to the animal hospital. That's their job, along with nuisance animals. But, you know, if I saw, like, tomorrow, if I happened to be going downtown and I saw, like, a sick animal, I'm not just going to be like, oh, you know, hey, and just go along with my day. No, I'm going to call in the authorities, wait until they show up, tell them what I saw, like, basically point and show them where the animal went or whatever, and they'll take care of the situation, and then I could go get my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm not gonna, like, let an animal suffer. I mean, that's not me. I'm an animal lover. Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna call this quits, but make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. All right. Mikey Bosco out.